All right, I just sat down with Coach Tyler Carleton of the Hardin Lodgegrass Co-op. 2024, they season ended early, short on players, injury plagued. Brought in the reinforcements with Lodgegrass. They are up to 46 players this year, so 11 seniors. Some exciting things happening there. They're super pumped. They got a schedule that I think goes towards their favor to build that confidence and momentum in the future. Fun interview. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, I'm here today with Tyler Carleton. He's the head coach of the new co-op between Hardin and Lodgegrass. Um, so we're gonna find out a little bit about what 2025 looks like for him and get a little bit of insight of what it looks like over there in Hardin. Welcome,
Sounds great.
Coach. Tell us a little bit about your history. You're from Hardin, correct? And then just kind of
Yeah.
what brought you there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was born and raised in Hardin, actually. Graduated here in 2005. Played football growing up all through here as well, through high school. Pretty successful teams back when I was in school. And once I got done, I went to Rocky Mountain College for a year to play football, playing quarterback. And once I got there, I was there for a year and realized I wasn't that good. And you kind of find out real quick when you go to college. So transferred to MSU Billings, met my wife there, and we started a family. And that kind of led me different paths. I was in law enforcement for a while, office jobs, kind of everywhere. But once we had our son back in 2011, then we kind of moved back to Hardin, and I wanted to get back into education. That's kind of what I'd started going to school for, and wanted to get back to the community. So that kind of led me into teaching, led me into coaching, and I started off in the middle school actually, and then moved up to the high school, was an offensive coordinator for a couple of years, and then have been head coach for now. This will be my fourth year. So
Okay.
kind of roundabout way to come back around. My wife's from here, our families are from here. So just trying to, get back to the whole small community.
Okay, awesome. So, 2005, that was back in the Croy Bierman days, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all
Yep.
right.
Yeah,
Okay,
I grew up
I think
playing
I probably coached against you then. I was coaching over at Livingston Park High
oh,
back
gotcha.
around that time. So awesome.
Yep,
Cool,
absolutely.
cool.
Yeah, we played you guys back when we were in high school, and I grew up playing with Croy. My dad actually coached him in middle school, and we knew the family and everything, and so I got to play with Croy. And yeah, boy, he was a different animal, that's for
Yeah,
sure. He walked
yeah,
the field, and everyone went, "That looks different."
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You kind of
No,
know that now.
my son is actually named Croy as well, so it's
Oh,
kind
cool.
of stolen from
Yeah, right.
like the name. So it kind of matches with the last name. So tell us a little bit about your staff. Some of the guys behind the scene. What's it look like with the co-op? I know that you probably brought in some help from them, and what's that?
Yeah, yeah. So we've got some new staff this year. So I've got our defensive coordinator, Stefan Walks Over Ice. He's been with me since I became head coach. This is his fourth year. And then our offensive line coach is Melvin Ware. He's from here. Actually, all of my staff is from either Hardin or Lodgegrass and graduated and played here. So that's kind of the cool part
Awesome.
is all these guys that are in the community. I've also got Marcus Old Coyote. I graduated high school with him, played high school football. His kids are in the schools here. So he came on board. And then we've got Clint Fitzpatrick, and he's actually 2 years older than me. And so I grew up knowing him in high school and have known him and his kids. And then we brought a coach over from Lodgegrass, Jericho Big Left Hand. He graduated from there and played football, and he went on and played some community college ball too. So got all these guys that are, just great men in the community and local guys, know a lot of the families, and we've all got kids, here in the community. So it's been kind of a cool deal with this co-op is bringing all these guys together too that want to see this thing succeed and want to, build this program up with both communities. So
Awesome, awesome. Okay. So tell me a little bit about the team. Obviously, it's some challenges last year. You got the reinforcements. How many players do you got? How many seniors? How many returning starters?
yeah, so we've got, it's been obviously a roller coaster. We started the season with about 28. We're up to 46
Oh
right now.
wow.
So it's been cool. There's been a lot of word of mouth. So we I feel like every day we get a couple guys trickling in. But right now we're sitting at 11 seniors, and we've got 12 juniors. So lots of upperclassmen, which that's the first time we've ever been that way since I've been coach here. We've always
Yeah.
had so many young players and just getting guys to stay out and stay healthy. So we've got some really good returners, and obviously from Lodgegrass, we've gotten some great players that are coming in from down there. So Colvin Wiles is a receiver. He's a stud. He's going to make some noise this year. We got a lineman from there, Hunter Kindness. He's been playing football since like fifth grade, traveling around with these guys. So he's going to be starting at center for us. And then we've got a couple other guys from there as well that we won't have this week. They joined us late. There's a couple receivers from there as well. We're excited. And then our guys coming back, our quarterback, Daryl left hand, we just call him DJ. This will be his third year starting for us. So he's kind of our dude, kind of makes everything go. And then we've got, Cody Kills on top's a lineman that he, just won state at heavyweight last year in wrestling. So he's just a giant animal. And a lot of these guys that we've got are receivers, Carlos Pisano, Merrick Gutierrez, Kale Needens, they all played with us last year. They're all sophomores. And so now they're juniors, just another year, bigger, faster, stronger. So that's been kind of the nice part is last year we had, two or three seniors and, maybe a junior starting on offense and the rest were underclassmen. And now it's all juniors and seniors starting on offense for us. And defensively, we've got, 8 starters that are upperclassmen. So
Okay.
it's been great getting these guys in from Lodgegrass. They're excited. They've kind of seen what we're doing, how we do practice, and the 11-man game's new to them. So a
Right.
lot of those guys was kind of the culture shock of, man, there's a lot of guys and this is a giant field. But they've taken it in stride. These guys just, I've been really proud of the boys with how they've come together. And the camaraderie was something I was, really wanting to build. And my leaders kind of did it for me, which has been really cool just to see these seniors take everybody under their wing and hold them accountable, but also have fun and really make practice a joy, which has been great when you've got all these guys that know the game and love the game. It makes my job as a coach a lot easier.
Oh, I bet. I bet. So tell me a little bit about Hardin. I know I've been there a couple times, but tell us what makes Hardin unique and a special place.
I think for us, it's just this kind of small town community. We're kind of the middle of nowhere out here. And just in the fact of, we're 40 miles from Billings. And the other way is Sheridan. So we've got this really close knit group of guys that have known each other for a long time. And with Lodgegrass, these kids grow up playing basketball, playing football from, the time they're little kids traveling around. So we have these schools that are around, but all these guys know each other. And that's the cool part when we all come together. You get all this outside noise with the co-op and you have to cancel the season and all that. But the players never blinked because we just have this, kind of chip on our shoulders. And like I told them, it's not to, prove anybody wrong. It's prove ourselves right, that we know who we are. We know what we've been building, and the outside optics, we can't control that, nor are we concerned. Because when they see, oh, you guys only played 5 games. Well, when you're playing Haver and Laurel and Fergus and all these, playoff contenders week 1,
Yeah.
there's no easy games in the Eastern A. And so now it's a little different. And that's kind of brought the excitement to our communities really rallied behind this. The amount of positivity we've seen on social media and just around the halls, kids are so excited for a game on Friday. So we're hoping for a really good turnout from both communities. And that's been the great part is everyone's loving this accountability. And of course, we want to be successful on the field, but also everything off the field of building good young men that can graduate, go on and, be good husbands, good fathers as they grow up.
Awesome, awesome. Okay. So tell us, is there any special traditions, anything that Hardin does that maybe somebody else doesn't do, or something that maybe Lodge Gas brought in?
So nothing yet. So that's the thing we're kind of working with. Because we've got a new logo we're rolling out on some shirts and we're trying to get it put on our field. Just talking with our grounds crew. It's like trying to piece all this stuff together and we've got all these moving parts. So we're kind of talking with the boys of, what are some traditions we want to start to kind of build it together. And I'm kind of letting that be led by our players. And so they're really working on homecomings in 3 weeks. And so they want to kind of have something for that night, but we're kind of keep that under wraps. And I want to see kind of what the players want to do, if we want to do anything special. But this first week has just been, hey, let's get to the first game. There's always all this hype and pressure, but hey, it's week 1 of a long season. So let's just make sure we have everything buttoned up and ready to go.
Okay. So you guys are hosting Stevensville this week, correct?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, awesome. Okay. And then so no pregame rituals, game day breakfast, Thursday night dinners, anything like that?
No, so we used to do that kind of stuff. And for most of it, the boys kind of get together Thursdays and they'll eat. Some of the linemen get together and want to hang out. This week especially is kind of wonky. We're still doing team pictures and getting all that fun stuff done on Thursday. But that's something we definitely do around homecoming and senior night is we always try to do team meals together just to build that camaraderie even more. Having the guys eat the day of the game together. So kind of the standard stuff for a lot of programs of building it together. But so many of these guys see each other, all day in school and even after practice, so many guys go out and get extra work in. it's been nice because we've normally had to kind of force that upon boys to build that camaraderie, and they're doing it on their own. They're just wanting to hang
Cool.
out and play more. So that's been really nice.
Okay, cool. Tell us something interesting about you that's not football related, that maybe we'd find interesting.
um, I think the biggest thing when I meet people is, I was in law enforcement for a while. When they see me in person, that doesn't always add up. But then I also, I taught fourth grade when I first started teaching. So I'm a big kid. A lot of the guys kind of know that too, that, yeah, I have this big persona, but at heart, I'm just a big kid. That's why I love teaching. That's why I love coaching, is just being around kids. And I think that's kind of a shock when you hear, high school, math teacher, coaches football, went to college for it. You kind of get this like meathead personality that you'd think I'd have. And for the most part, I'm just kind of a big dork and really just enjoy it because, at heart, I just love playing the game and being around it. So that's always the difference. And when I tell guys I was, a cop for years, it's always, whoa, what are you doing here? It's like, well, that wasn't for me. That didn't really fit my personality, but it was a great experience. It was something that I'm glad I did.
Awesome, awesome. Okay. All right. Well, I'll wrap that up, Coach. Thanks for joining us and filling us in on kind of what's going on down there in Hardin. I look forward to seeing kind of what you guys unveil for that homecoming. You'll have to post pictures and keep us updated with that.
Absolutely.
But other than that, good luck on Friday night.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity, and we'll keep in the loop on everything.
No problem.